You all, everybody. You all, everybody. Okay. Hey, it's Brian Quain of Reason to Believe. I was recently diagnosed as neurodivergent, and I've been on a journey to understand what this means for me. In the process, I realized there's an opportunity to connect with others who share the same desire to learn more about being on the spectrum. So sit back and enjoy stories from my friends, my guests, myself, and the incredible journeys shared on these episodes. You'll hear about obstacles faced, victories achieved, struggles overcome, but most importantly, our passion for belonging and connection. We are wired differently, but thriving always. Reason to Believe is the reason we are proudly autistic. Now, welcome to the show. Hello, friends. It is your weekly neurotypical versus neurospicy.
I'm not sure that it's versus.
You like to beat me up. It's a battle royale in neurodivergence and neurotypicals. So, it's another week. It's another what did Brian get into? I'm kidding. So this week, something that I kind of wanted to, actually I think Casie did. You mentioned it because it was something that was going on in the third season of Love on the Spectrum, but obviously season 2 and season 3. I feel like when you watch, you notice Conor goes from 0 to 60.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where we're going this week.
Okay.
So how do you feel about that?
How do I feel about talking about it?
Yeah. You seemed very excited. In 2 scenes of season 3, you got very excited. You were
I don't know that excited is the word.
Oh, yeah, I know you.
I just feel like it is something that happens a lot, so it's something that we deal with in our relationship.
Okay.
I hate saying deal with because that seems like it's such a negative thing.
Well, you said it, so is it something that you have to deal with?
It's very much something I have to deal with.
Then why do you hate saying it?
The word deal, I feel like that makes it seem like it's something that's horrible or something really negative, and it's like a speed bump.
No, I get the where you would think it's negative, but at the same time, I mean, sometimes I have to get Rigby to get off the bed and get him to go outside, and it's like he just doesn't want to do it. It's something I have to deal with. But I do get angry because I think that sets me off to 0 to 60.
Rigby?
So, oh God, yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of things set you off with that 0 to 60.
So what does that look like?
Oh, okay. So it depends.
Okay.
But if I'm being completely honest, sometimes it can be really scary.
Okay. Do you want to go 0 to 60? Do you want to go
do you want that to happen right now?
To the most scary, or do you want to just I guess make it even natural? Just once you give an example, I know you, so the example is going to be heightened. So go for it.
Well, I don't know about that, but it can be anything. It can be anything as simple as like going to tie your shoe and the shoe not going on properly, or your foot getting caught on the back of it, and you just in an instant you hate your life. Like it's 0 to 60. It's I hate my life. I hate this. Just nothing ever goes right, and it can be.
That is true. Nothing ever goes right. So
it's
maybe that just helps me celebrate that.
It is stop. It is such a difference, though, in just the way our brains work.
Right.
So
I think you noticed I was getting the vitamin C out of the wrapper, and I almost dropped it. So we almost did see 0 to 60 while recording and filming.
I saw you doing something under the table.
Yeah. No. Because that is something. That is something. Overstimulation, and we can get into that episode another week. Because that is something. But I guess seeing more and learning more about it, it is something I do. I get it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a daily thing. It's a multiple time, like it happens multiple times a day.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
And sometimes it can lead to very intense meltdowns, and sometimes it's just you saying something, being really frustrated in the moment, and that's it.
Okay.
So it's still that escalation that just ramps up so fast. And I just never have any idea of when that's going to happen. But like I said, it actually is something that I think maybe has lessened or gotten a little, I don't want to say better.
Okay.
But it's something that I can definitely see a little bit of a change with.
Okay.
With, talking with Jolie.
I think I also know where it's heightened usually is towards the end of the day too.
Okay.
Because I'm exhausted.
Okay.
I hate this brain.
Well,
I hate it.
Okay.
I'm tired because it's so much.
Just overactive?
Oh, God,
all
yeah.
day?
Oh, my God, yeah. And I think that's something that a lot of us need to understand, too, is the more... I mean, when I wake up, I'm already tired, right? But I want my coffee. Thank you, Rich. There's things that help me, I think. Having my routine, again, that gets disrupted. All hell breaks loose.
But life is, it's very hard to have a routine with life and with animals and with other people in your life. So it's if you were just by yourself, your routine would probably be just that, right?
I get it.
Right? But
I love having animals because that is something that definitely helps me. Having a 2-year-old puppy, look, Shankly was 2 years old at one point, and Paisley was 2 years old at one point.
But they also weren't the size of a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, even today, expressing Rigby's anal glands, that was rough. That
was like the best part of my day.
Okay.
Just kidding.
No. Oh, no, you actually really had the face of like, oh, thank God we did that.
Well, thank God, because then it just won't
smell.
Yes. Yeah.
It was gross.
Yeah. It's ugh.
And we do it. Like, that's the thing that I think is awesome, too, is that we're able to learn these things and do that. Because if I could help my dog's anal glands express, then I think I could help myself learn more of these things that I'm doing here. And if I'm going to help Rigby not make the house smell like fish,
so gross.
Because there is no fish in the house ever, please.
No.
But so it must be coming from Rigby. I think that's the thing, is that if I'm willing to take the time to help our animals help you, I need to realize I'm good enough that I want to help myself. I don't feel that way, right? Like, that's another thing too, is I've my whole life felt on my own burden, and now I think I know why, is because I take on a lot. And I need to get better at handling it and things like that. You want that one? Okay, so we're sharing our vitamin C drops. So what do you think are some of the things that maybe you got better with of understanding now that you know that I have to go 0 to 60? Not have to. I mean, it has to. It has to. I mean, it's just how my brain is wired. So, yeah. Oh, damn. What have you done? What can people do when they're with somebody like me?
Okay, so I think for me, because I have anxiety, like, it still is very, like, jarring to me, honestly. So I think that I know logically it's not that it is directed towards me. It's just something that's going to happen. I think I can better handle it just because I'm not getting so upset. And even though, like, I will feel that initial, like, tense up, I also know that I don't need to keep overthinking it and thinking that it is something that I've done or that it's directed towards me. I know I just said that. But, yeah, I think just the fact that I know why something is happening, it makes it all so much easier to deal with. Again, being able to read blogs and doing my own research and doing research from a neurotypical partner, that's been so incredibly helpful because I see that everyone goes through it. And there is a support group or support community out there, and it feels really great to be like, okay, you're not alone. And I think that I either kind of just don't say anything back to it, if that makes sense, or I try not to, or I try to just go about whatever I'm doing, kind of let you do your thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. And that's definitely going to bring us to what sucks is that I do have an idea of another episode for another Monday. And it is why you look sad about that.
No, I can see that my mom just texted me on that. And so that I was just looking.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's going to be an episode where I feel that we're going to go over some things to help a lot of people, and that's coming from you. So I don't know if that's something we have to think about before we hit record, because I know I put you on the spot. I put you on the spot for these. I don't tell you what we're going to record.
No. And honestly, just full disclosure, I am older, so I'm going through a lot of different health things. And this, it affects it. It absolutely does.
No, I know.
So I'm having to deal with this whole perimenopause, menopause thing. And for me, it's really affected me neurologically, which is very normal. But it takes me a little bit longer to kind of process things because I found that I forget words or just basic things that I know. Okay. So it just takes me a little longer. So me not knowing what you're going to ask, I find myself pausing. I'm throwing in a lot of ums and likes.
You actually don't, which is crazy. You're not. And I think it's ever since day one. Even before we met, like, physically face-to-face, I always told you likes and ums. Well, not always, but I said
but also I worked in that industry my whole life.
Yeah.
But behind the camera. So it's very different trying to dial yourself in. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you're doing an amazing job. Really quick, we're going to end it here with what do you think? We're going to give a scenario. If someone is out to eat and something happens 0 to 60, maybe they're ordering something. Maybe somebody's ordering something. They're so excited. That's the reason why they went to that restaurant, to have that dish. And they don't have it. And somebody just goes, oh, damn, okay. You know, that's it. Oh, you could tell right there, 0 to 60. They are having not a meltdown, but they are having a moment. How can that person sitting across from them handle that better? Or what can they do to help that person?
You know, I'm going to be very honest because I don't know that I fully have a grasp, like a great grasp on this. No, I don't.
I know you don't. And I know you don't.
So here's the thing. You know, for me, I think the way my brain sees something, when I see that you're getting, you know, like that, when that starts to happen, my just initial reaction is just to go, babe, it's okay. And I know that you've told me not to say it's okay, like at certain times.
Nope, not that. No. It's we'll go over that too.
Okay.
Things not to say to somebody like that.
You know, I think that there are a lot of things that I've kind of been told or learned, like, oh, these phrases.
And that is one. It
could exacerbate the situation or whatever it might be, or it comes off in a different way. But for me, my initial go-to is, babe, it's okay. You know, what is there other stuff that you like here? I just try. It's not like a redirection for me, or that's not what I'm trying to do, but I just try to be like, there are so many other good things here. I mean, that type of thing. I don't know. Again, I'm not an expert. I love how
you're making me the one that's in the situation, because I don't think I've ever done that when it comes to that.
You've never done that.
Yeah, okay, good.
So
good.
I'm just, but
no, it's good though that you're
asking,
actually,
like, what would you do? And
you're role playing. You went right into it. I think it's awesome. I think that's great.
You've never done that.
Yeah, I was like, did I do that?
No. I think there are certain things that you will throw you off for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
So menus definitely throw you off. If it's and this is just my observation, I could be wrong, but if it's a really elaborate menu, there's all kinds of stuff going on, I think it probably is chaotic to you.
Robert Irvine, that menu, please. Come on, people.
Five menu options. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, and what's funny is, I swear, it was Clay Lyford. It was during the Florida Film Festival. I took like a few filmmakers. We were going out to eat. It was Clay from Austin. Was it even Jay and Jen? We were going to eat, and we went into the Cheesecake Factory. I had never been there.
So
never had been there.
A neurotypical person, well, that's a phone book. Children and people aren't going to know what a phone book is.
They handed it to me. They handed it over, and I went, nope, I'm not okay with this. And that makes sense now. That was also 20 years ago when this happened.
That shit's crazy.
20 years ago that happened to me. And I could see it now where it was like, I would never eat there because I was like, oh, that's crazy. It's crazy. So here's the thing.
It's also gross.
I noticed that where I was like, you in this episode of, and it's the season finale, so I don't want to get into it. So I'm not going to say names, but there was one subject in the Love on the Spectrum where he was going 0 to 60, and the person that was now officially willing to go into a relationship with him.
Yeah, so I'm pretty positive I know what you're talking about. I couldn't handle it. I had to leave. I left the room.
No.
What is that noise? Are you picking that up on the microphone? It's like a weird tapping.
No.
Okay. Sorry. It wasn't when I had to get up and leave. It wasn't people around a bonfire.
No. So what it was I'm saying that the 0 to 60 was being handled beautifully by someone just holding the hands. So let's do this scenario because this really happened.
So here's the thing. I think that I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
We were in your old apartment, maybe a year together. I just got off the phone with my sister.
Oh, yeah.
And I found out one of the brutal incidences that my mom had abused me with.
Yes.
And I was leaving, not telling you anything. I think you knew, like you were like, and I went into that bathroom. I went into that bathtub.
Yeah.
I must have been 3 years old when it happened, 4 years old, 5 years old when it happened. My sister confirmed it. And I had a meltdown, and I was like, I didn't even think I was going to see you for a week. And what did you do? What did you do?
I believe, and I think this happened a couple times, but that particular night, I think this was the night where I just asked you to sit with me, and we sat on the floor.
Yes.
We sat on the floor, just cross-legged, facing each other. And
I fought you on that. I fought you on that.
Oh, my God, you did not want it. Because I'm very much a person who's like, if I want to comfort you, I need to touch you. And I know that might be weird, but I want to hold a hand. I want to touch your arm. I want to do something. But we sat on the ground. You did not want to do that. You didn't want to be there. You didn't want to be in your skin. I could see it.
So fast forward 5 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
We sat on the ground. I believe this is when I held your hands. We were just facing each other.
Yes.
And I asked you to breathe with me.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to slow your breathing down. I, told you that it was okay. And I think also this was a time where I was wanting you to kind of see if you could slow your heart rate.
Yes.
So did I put your hands on my chest so you could feel my heart and me breathing? But yeah, that's what because I didn't know what was going on, and this was before you were diagnosed.
I didn't even tell you. Yeah, it was before diagnosis.
You told me. It was just honestly, I'd never seen anything like that.
Oy.
I had never dealt with anything like that.
I'm so sorry.
And so for me too, it did trigger my anxiety.
And I think that's why I was leaving. I think that's why I was like, I don't want to put her through this. This is harsh.
Yeah,
extremely harsh. Yeah,
yes,
it was the worst pain I'd felt in years.
It's really difficult to watch someone that you love going through that. And again, my first instinct was just to try and slow your breathing, calm you down, just to figure out what was wrong, because I didn't know. And again, I don't. Very early in our relationship, obviously, I asked if you knew you were on the spectrum. I mean, this was within weeks.
Well, this was also what's reason why we're sitting here right now.
Yeah,
was that question? So yeah.
So for me, all of these things, I wanted to try and help you just understand maybe what you were feeling, and then let me know so I knew what was going on and how to help you better.
Okay, so that's what happened in that episode. That is what happened in that episode.
Oh, in the rain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, no spoilers.
No,
so, but no,
listen,
I know.
It
But it was
rains all
really,
the time.
it was really extremely sweet.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah, there you go. That is, seeing that, I was like, I went to that moment. I went to that moment, and that's where I was like, man, that's what Casey's. Yeah, and Casie did that for me. So, that is definitely how it helps, and I think, I think it's awesome. Yes, we finished this season 3 of Love on the Spectrum. I can't say already because we're what day it is. I mean, it might be the end of April by now, and happy birthday, Rigby. I want to thank you because I know this wasn't easy at all. Like, where I put you on the spot and say, here's what we're talking about, and get that brain running.
Yeah, man, it makes my anxiety a little.
But here's the thing. I think you do so well on shutting the brain off, and you speak with your heart. And I think that's why these work so well.
Oh,
so thank you.
I love that.
Oh, well, I love you, and I want to thank you.
I love
So, all right. I have one already set up, and I think we're going to record it now for next week. So let's go. Yay. All right. Thank you, everybody. And don't forget this Wednesday, we have another episode, another interview, and they're going awesome. I promise you. Oh, there's the singing again.
Always the singing.
Yep.
Always the singing.
And I think we already listened to that in one of our other episodes. I brought that up. So, okay. I can't thank you enough, babe. I love you. Thank you.
I love you.
Any other last things to say?
No.
Awesome. Okay. All right. I don't know. Till the next episode again.
Bye.